Welcome to the brand new Draymond Green Show YouTube channel. Hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our content. There's been a lot of talk over the last 2 days about Luka's defense. And quite frankly, I think it's bullshit because he's not defending any differently than he has before. And if I'm honest, I've seen in pockets of this playoff, like run for them, in pockets, him defend at the highest level I've ever seen him defend before. And it's always like, oh, they're down 3-0. Here's our chance to attack him. Here's our chance to attack his defense. And I hate shit like that. Like, y'all ain't attack him when he had 40, 20, and 15 on somebody. Don't attack his defense now because it's the obvious thing that your little basketball brains can talk about. Like, I don't like that. And like I said, I think at times throughout this playoffs, he's been at an elite level defensively by his standards. Number one, what do you think of what they've made of his defense over the last couple of days? But number two, also, where you need Luka to be from a player standpoint. Obviously, you play with championship players, but also from a coach standpoint, where you need him to be on that side of the floor.
Yeah, no, I understand exactly what you mean about the larger kind of narrative around, like, let's single something out that has always been there maybe, but we're going to make a big deal about it now. Luka's never been all NBA defense. So it's not something that we're surprised about that he isn't consistently elite. But to the point you made, in this playoff run, you have seen him take 2-3 steps forward in putting the effort into that end of the floor that we had never seen in the past.
Absolutely.
Ever. And I think in one of his post-game interviews, maybe against the Clippers or OKC, he actually jokingly said, because they talked about his defense and it was pretty good in that game. And he was like, hey, I mean, it's the playoffs, like, and I want to win. So I am going to put a little more into it now than I normally would. So I think he has improved. But of course, in order to win it all, right, like, there are times where you have to become something that maybe you haven't been as much before.
Yes.
And he's showing a willingness to try and be that. But you can't ask him to go 40, 15, 9 and guard the other team's best players and rebound and take charge. It doesn't work that way. There's a reason why Steph has always been a better defender than people have given him credit for. But he can't guard the other team's best player for 30 minutes a game.
Absolutely not.
That's not in alignment with the role that he actually needs to play best. So I think Luka has improved. It's something I think he'll continue to learn and grow from. I think this experience, assuming they still come up short, as you know, once you kind of get a little taste of it and you kind of start to understand, damn, I thought I had enough, but I really don't. I thought I was given enough, but I really wasn't. I thought I would slide my feet, but the tape don't lie. Like, now I got to live with this until next season. My guess is he'll be a better defender throughout the regular season next year to continue to show that commitment that he's willing to do it, because he's probably going to feel like we have a legit chance to win the NBA championship if we keep this group together. So as a teammate, I would, of course, want him to be better in situations, timely defensive effort and energy. And the same thing to me as a coach for my best players, that I know they carry the water so far, bro. Like, we can't ask them to also pour everybody cup and serve them and make sure that the other people are never uncomfortable. Like, we have to also have his back. So that means if Luka is Kobe and I'm Kyrie, like, I have to do more on defense to actually make up for the fact that I can't ask Kobe to chase Ray Allen off staggers, baseline screens, screen-to-screener actions, and go play offense the way we need him to play offense in order to beat the Celtics. I have to take the challenge of chasing Ray Allen. So that's almost more on me than it is Cole. And so that's for Dallas. PJ Washington and Derrick Jones Jr. have been playing that role. So now, okay, can Kyrie play better defense? Can Tim Hardaway Jr. play better defense? Can other guys do more to cover up for the fact that we can't ask Luka to be the MVP on defense too, man? He's basically third in the league in MVP overall. Like, that's not really fair all the way around, in my opinion. So that's a long way of saying I would expect him to be able to give us more when necessary, but there's no way I'm asking him to become all NBA defense when that's not really who he is, and we don't necessarily need him to be in order to win.
Before we get into it, this episode is brought to you in part by Hyper Ice. As you know, as a 12-year veteran myself, a lot of guys miss out on the recovery that it takes to play in the NBA. It's important that my body can bounce back as I get older. As I've told you all before, I am a super big fan of Hyper Ice, especially the Normatec boots, because I just feel like Superman when I come out of them. And as you all know, or may not know, I'm letting you know, the Normatec Elites are new. They're the best. They've ditched all those extra hoses and the control units from the old model, so you can get on the go if you need the Normatec Elites. They are great. This one is fully self-contained with a small set of buttons to select your compression level. Super easy to travel with and to get set up after a hard workout, after a game, or if it's for you who's not an athlete, after a hard day of work, or walking around, or chasing the kids around. Because, by the way, as I get older, chasing these kids around, it's tough. And my son calls me old on the daily. So these are for you as well. On top of that, the Normatec Elite packs 4 hours of battery life, which is enough juice to get full leg compression cycles in before games, after games, on the plane, after work, before work, at work. How about that? At work. You saw me podcasting in the Normatec Elites, and I was at work. That is my day job right now, as we have lost, and the finals are going on, and we're not playing. So, don't get me started on the tech inside this thing. The Hyper Ice has been pioneering recovery science for years. And the brand new Normatec Elite takes it to another dimension with 7 different compression levels to choose from. As I said before, it's not just for pro athletes, it is for you. Whoever is not a pro athlete, which most of you aren't pro athletes, and it is for you. So, shop all your warm-up and recovery needs at hyperice.com. Use code Draymond. For those of you who hate the name Draymond because you hate me, but you watch this podcast because you hate me, I got a gift for you. Use the code Draymond on hyperice.com for 15% off your order today. Exclusions may apply. I agree 100%. I think it's garbage that the lazy folks on TV try to pinpoint it out all of a sudden. Like, oh, it's his defense. Like, it's his defense the reason they're losing the game. And it's like, bro, he's playing more defense than he ever played. Yeah. Why did they get here all of a sudden? And now it's his defense that's losing them the game. Like, I think that's lazy. I think that's garbage. His defense hadn't been great. That's cool, but come on with that narrative.
You can say free throws more so than defense. Like but he historically at times in late games, maybe due to fatigue, or, just from a mindset perspective, like just a miss a free throw or two that, not because he's not a great shooter, he just happens to miss him. He missed one late in the OKC game that almost cost him a game. So you could point to that even more so than the defense to say, as something you want to point out. But anyway, I know we could go on forever.
For sure. No, and you know what I always tell my guys, like, for any guy that's a little less of a defender, right? Like, just don't give up a straight line drive. Yeah. Like, if you can make him literally just take a small veer off the path that he's trying to go on, just a small veer, I can get there and help and cover it up for you. Like, if you just give him a straight line drive, it's hard for me to not overhelp and give up something crazy over here because I overhelp. So, like, just give me one slide. Like, if you give me one slide that you're still in front and he get past you on the second slide, great, no problem. I'll be there. I'll cover my man and I'll cover him too. Like, don't, like, not for you to worry about.
You got to know that about your teammate. Like, you understand your teammate's strengths and weaknesses and how to cover up for those things. And so Phil Jackson was one of the guys that he would talk about Tony Kukoc when they were in Chicago and how they started to understand, like, if they saw Tony on the island with some of the greatest players to ever play the game, they weren't going to just leave him over there, slide, make him turn, make him use a change of direction. And then now we can provide some support. I personally think, Luka could be better, but he has put way more possessions together on the defensive end where he's at least turned the guy a couple times or at least forced him to change direction a little bit to still get downhill. We could definitely point it out, but
we're this close to crowning an NBA champion. I like the Celtics, by the way, in 6. Jaylen Brown's going to be my MVP, and I love the Celtics in Game 1. But sign up, 90 seconds. Put in the code Colin, COLIN. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. If you're a new customer, bet $5. That's it. Just bet $5, and you'll get $150 instantly in bonus bets. The code Colin, COLIN, shows them that you're a new customer to get $150 in bonus bets only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. I'm leaning Celtics in 6, baby.